What's up guys? If you watched the last video we did on Krunker maps, we covered some map remakes from Halo and Call of Duty. In this video we're just going to look at some from Counter-Strike. So most of the maps we're going to look at are community made maps, but I will just make a quick note of Berg, which is the developer made map that's sort of a remake of Dust 2. With that said, we'll just get into the community made maps. Alright, the first map we're going to take a look at is Dust1 from CSGO. And I'll be honest, Dust1 is not a map I've played a ton of just due to the fact that ever since I've played CSGO, it's always been one of the not competitive rotation maps. The reserve maps, that's what they're called. It's been one of the reserve maps for a while, and then now I don't even think it's in the competitive queue at all. I think you can only play it in Wingman, which I know you can play it in, but it's Wingman one bomb site or some shit, and then you probably played in casual still, I assume. But anyways, so this is Dust1 made by Dust1. I probably butchered your name, man, but sorry for that. So for this video, I went out of my way, guys. I downloaded some CSGO mods to go with the map. So you'll notice we got this beautiful dragon lore, look at that, and we have a Karambit, except it's backwards for some reason. I'm not sure about that. The map is very good size. I think the textures are super nice. I really like the way that he kind of put detail into the map. Sometimes you play on these Krunker remakes and everything's just flat textures, but this guy, you can tell he really put in the effort to model it. And even look at this a little bit, it kind of looks like the sand's blown up against the wall. That's super nice. So like I was saying, since I haven't played a ton of Dust1, I won't really be able to go through and point out all the different bomb sites and stuff, just because it's I just don't really know the map layout as well as I will some of the later ones. But pretty sure, is this one? I think this is one of the bomb sites. And then I want to say the other bomb site's just through here. Oh shit. Oh no, we gotta reload, fuck. You gotta hate it when you only got 3 bullets, but you need more to hit people because you suck. This server actually plays really nice for free-for-all, which is cool. Some of the map remakes don't play all that well in free-for-all, but this one definitely does. It's big enough that you're not constantly on top of people, but it's also at the same time small enough that you can find people on a pretty regular basis to shoot, so that's fun. Joe doesn't use hacks or ad block. Be like Joe. I like that little sign. Alright, so that's Dust1. It's literally called Dust_I. It's created by Dust1, like I said earlier. And again, man, or Das LST Walter. I don't know how to say your name. I'm probably butchering it. But that's the map. It's a very well done remake. I really like the texture work and the layout. And I really like how well it plays in Krunker. And we'll move on to the next map. Alright, next map we're going to take a look at is Cache. And so Cache is a map I've definitely played more of in CSGO, so I'm going to try and point out a little bit more of the map, the points in the map. So this is obviously T-spawn, and then if you head on over this way, that's Sunroom. So this would be your CT spawn, but something cool that Cache doesn't really have is this little secret room. Oh yeah, hide in here, no one will ever find you. But I really like the attention to detail. You got the car on the lift thingies, even how they made the lifts is pretty cool. This is heaven. There's your B site. Here's your checker. I gotta dock some points here. We don't have a checkered floor. How am I gonna know it's checker? You don't. Here's vent. It even has a vent for you to shoot out, which is super cool. I really like that. The Krunker map community does some really creative things when they're making these remakes. Alright, so here's Z. Here's mid. Even white box is white, which is awesome. There's the other side of vent. Here's boost. I don't know how to get on boost since you can't actually stand on people in this game. Here's highway, and then highway leads you to A. Even got the ladder that takes you up to catwalk. There's, what's that spot called over there? There's that shroud spot, I think. Ooh, fishy. One thing to note, and I didn't really mention this when I was on Dust1, just because I'm less familiar with Dust1. Due to the, really fast movement speed and the ability to slide jump in CSGO, you can get across these maps pretty quick. But yeah, like I was mentioning, you can really get across these maps pretty quick. But just like Dust1, the Cache remake is definitely big enough to play pretty well in Krunker, which is nice. Kind of run into that problem with some of the remakes I've played on where they try and make it so accurately to the game that they're pulling from that the map ends up way too small and cramped, and then you can't do the movement like you'd want to. But anyways, so this is Cash. I think I forgot to mention it at the start. So this is Cash _ 2019 by Javi B-Hop. And like I was saying, it's a good remake. I like it, and we'll move on to the next. Alright, next map we're going to take a look at is DE _ Inferno by ZX Monkey. So like I was mentioning when we were on Cash, you can already tell, like, this map is cramped as fuck, which is cool for being like an accurate map remake, but it hurts the overall like gameplay flow in Krunker, because it's hard to get any type of momentum going. You can't even really jump here, which is not the best. So this is the A-bomb site. Honestly, I hate to like sit here and bash on a map, but this is definitely my least favorite of the remakes that we're gonna cover in this. Just because while it does a pretty good job of like remaking the map, it's just not that enjoyable to play on in Krunker, which I guess it depends on what you're going for. If you're trying to make the most accurate map remake, then this is a good map. It looks nice, and the different points on the map look familiar, but it just doesn't feel that great for Krunker due to how small and cramped it is. They needed to blow it up a little bit, kind of like how if you think about in like Halo 5, when they've remade older Halo maps, what they'll do is they'll scale them up to account for sprint. So that's something you kind of have to think about if you're going to remake a map in Krunker. And granted, it works a little different because you're swapping game series altogether. You're going from CSGO to Krunker, not just Halo 3 to Halo 5. But the same premise kind of still stands. Like, you need to scale the size of the map up to account for the really fast movement speed in Krunker. I am not the king of banana, boys. Oh, that was a nice shot though. Occasionally you hit that one flick and you're like, man, I'm good at Krunker, and then you proceed to miss 30 other flicks and you remember why you suck. One thing to note is that while this map in particular might not be my favorite map remake, these maps still are a lot of work for the creators, so I don't want to sit here and like totally bash on them. So you should really get in there and kind of check them out yourself and see if you like them, because my taste might not totally line up with yours. So that is the remake of Inferno, called DE _ Inferno by ZX Monkey 14. Like I mentioned, not really my favorite map remake, but it's still a well done remake. I just don't think it plays very well. So we'll move on to the next map. Okay, so next map we're going to take a look at is Conflict by CJ _ IWNL. So this is a map remake of Italy from CSGO, and Italy, just kind of like Dust1, is a map I haven't played a ton of in CSGO just because it's always been either part of the reserves or just like Dust1 now. I don't think you can even play it in competitive. I want to say Italy is a hostage map too. I'm not 100% on that. Someone can correct me. I'd have to go double check. You would think that I would fact check all this before making a video, but nah, that ain't me. Anyways, I think this is one of the spawns. This remake's definitely a very good one, just because if you look around, you can see all the time they put in just to texturing stuff. They even got this like grass stuff sticking out of the ground. I think it's grass. But the map's definitely well made. Like I was pointing out on Cash, how the floor just had no textures. You can tell he put in the extra time just to kind of touch it up, make sure the floors look nice, all the textures look good, which is definitely, it really adds to the map. Yeah, since I'm not that familiar with Italy, it's kind of hard to say what parts of the map are what, but the map seems to play pretty well. It does have, it's not like Inferno too small, but parts of it are definitely a little small for Krunker. I would like to see them be scaled up a little bit, but it's not the end of the world on this one. It's nothing like how the Inferno one, I felt like I was hitting a wall whenever I moved. Moo moo. It's too bad Krunker doesn't have diffuse and hostage modes. Then I could just play CSGO in Krunker. Maybe I'd be better at that. Alright, so that is Conflict by CJ. And it is a remake of the map Italy from CSGO. So we'll move on to the next one. So the last map we're going to take a look at is SMG Bayonet by Hoax. So this one is a remake of Mirage from CSGO. And this one takes a little bit of a different approach. Rather than just being a one-to-one remake of Mirage, it takes a little bit of liberty, kind of changing stuff up a little bit while still keeping mostly everything the same. So like you can tell, this is the B-bomb site, this is apartments, you know, you're kind of missing van and stuff down here. So you go back here and you kind of head over, there's T-spawn over here. Yeah. And then over this away is mid. There's no box up at the top of mid for me to hide behind. There's 2 windows instead of the 1. I just got dumpstered. Just like I would in CSGO. So nothing new there, I guess. Really brings back some familiar feelings when I get sniped in this. It's just like literally like I'm playing CSGO. This is A. This probably by far the biggest change. One thing to note is, so Mirage has changed a lot over its time in CSGO. So this could have been an accurate remake to one of the older Mirages, but I didn't get into CSGO until kind of later in the lifespan, so we're already on DE. Mirage, I think some of the previous versions were a little different. I did kind of mention that when we were looking at Cache, just how the maps evolve over time, so while your remake may be a really accurate remake at one point, it could change. Regardless though, this is a very, very well made map and it plays really well, which is nice. God damn it. Come here. Alright, we got him. It only took like 7 shots. So that is SMG Bayonet, which is a Mirage remake, and the map is made by Hoax. You can find the name on all of them in the left-hand corner, and just type it in like that. You can search it in the search bar, obviously, or you can search by the map creator. So check them out yourself, see if you like them. I think they all played pretty well. Inferno is probably my least favorite, while honestly, it's a toss-up between, I would say, this and the Dust1 remake, just because the Italy remake is super well done. It's a nice map, but I just don't have that nostalgic feeling for Italy like I do Mirage or even Dust1 a little bit. So I'd probably honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, go with this map as my favorite out of the bunch. I do hope to do more videos like this in the future, so feel free to send me any maps you've made or you think are good. And that's the video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll put my Twitter and my Discord in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. That was nasty.